I'm Jude Hotep, the goddess astrologer and soul coach. We are going to get into the chart for today. This is the daily divine feminine Astro-Intuitive for April 20th for the Taurus ingress, the sun ingress into Taurus today, 2022. So we're going to do this. I'm going to put the chart on. And this is the end of Aries season today. So all done with that. And it is time. It's time. So we're done focusing on our identity and the ego and trying to take action to make a healthy ego. That's what we spent all last season, all Aries season about. Now it's about Taurus. So the sun is 0 degrees Taurus here on the 20th. And and this is this. I'm gonna switch something up here. There we go. And there is this powerful energy of needing to kind of protect your feelings, protect yourself, but you'll probably feel the energy go from this like really action oriented Mars energy into more of a Venus vibe. We have Venus exalted in Pisces, 16 degrees, all about spirit and about really receiving divine messages and handling the karmic load, the karmic fears and insecurities and things that want to come up around relationships and around money and around your self-worth. All of that karma that's coming up, it's coming up to clear and to release. And so it's coming up to face it. When we face our shadow, that's where our power is. There's power in facing the shadow. And while it's not easy, and I definitely recommend it be a journey you take with a coach, which you can book a complimentary goddess call at thegoddessastrologer.com to find out about alchemical coaching and what we do. But I recommend you take that journey with somebody, and have that support in your corner, have believing eyes and loving mirrors. But that's how we procure our power, is by going into the dark goddess, the shadowlands. And so all of this Pisces is, with Juno now moving to 0 degrees Pisces, is this is so much energy in Pisces, the part of fortunes in Pisces, Jupiter's in Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, Mars in Pisces. So it's just all of this energy, and it's about karma. And so when we face the dark goddess, when we face ourselves in the depths and what is there in the dark parts of us, and Scorpio South Node makes it really clear, but the Scorpio South Node can make you want to just go hide and not face the shadow and not face the transformation and turn away from the dark goddess. But you won't find your wisdom that way. You won't find the beauty of who you are and deep self-worth. And all this Taurus energy with the sun, with Uranus, with Mercury and the North Node, the fate, our destiny point, our North Star, our guiding star for these next months until next summer, is all about our self-worth, our self-value, our self-love, our deservingness, how much we think we deserve, how much we think we get to have in this life, what we think we're worthy to have, whether it's people, friendships, situations, a good life. It's what we think that we get to experience in life. It's the way that we view the world too, because we view it through the lens of our self-worth. And so all this Pisces is going to bring up karma in how we take action. Do we take action from our intuition? Mars and Pisces at 4 degrees, like, do we take action from our intuition to move into where we're meant to be based on our heart and what our heart is leading us to always, our soul is leading us to always? Juno, our relationships, are we really getting into relationships based on spirit and soul? Or are we getting into relationships based on karma and south node shit? You know, are we, you know, opening up to receive our intuition and the magic and our imagination, imagining our world as we want to see it, because it's really through us. All of the goddesses are within us, all of the archetypes are within us, all of the stories, all of the mythology, it's all through us and within us. And it's all of, and it's humanity suppressing our shadow. And now is the time, now is the time for us to rise, transform through the darkness, to move into the greatest power that humanity's ever seen before, at this different level. We've never been in this place before, with the precession of the equinox, with this awakening that happened en masse, with on the heels of all of the awakenings that happened for many people throughout the world at different times in our history. And now we're at this place. So this is a magical place. Like, we're watching history in action. And I'm saying history instead of history. If you don't know what I'm saying, I know that kind of stuff can really just be like, whatever. But I'm really wanting to denote that we as women have to reclaim and re-own our lineage and restory and revision the correct history for our people, so that humanity can wake up to the truth, and we can reclaim all of the ways that our that the serpent, that you know, all the goddess statues, all the pharaoh, like Hatshepsut's, you know, all of her statues, that all of the ways that the goddess and the feminine have been written out of history, suppressed, and our sexual power has been dimmed and condemned and turned into and demonized, basically. So this is really important that we do that in every way that we can. And so it's so important. Like, we have a big mission here as divine feminine, as women. We have a big mission here. And so we have to really go towards healing the little stuff that's not little when we're in it. It's not. And I'm not making light of it, but I'm wanting to put it in perspective that we have big things to do here. Like, we are here at this time for a reason. Divine feminine is here to reawaken humanity to the truth, to restore, to put in the mythos that are going to be the new mythos, new paradigm for the generations to come, because we are the ancestors. If you think about ancestors, we're the ancestors to the generations to come. Think about that. It is so profound. It is so powerful. So all this Taurus energy with the sun here today, it's moving into this energy that likes to be still. If you think about the cow and how sentient a cow is, and how a cow just eats when it's hungry and it moves when it wants to move, and it walks across the field, and the baby cow is jumping and frolicking and very frolicsome, and it knows its value. A cow doesn't need you to give it affirmation. It's like, I'm good, I got it. And Uranus here is awakening us into our self-worth, and deeper and deeper and deeper levels of self-worth that you never thought were possible, if you allow it, and if you face all this Pisces karmic shit. There's karmic shit coming up. What is karma? Because sometimes that word, it's like, well, what the fuck is karma actually? Because we can think about it in just really kindergarten terms, like, you know, like, she did this to me, and so she gets the karma back or whatever. But it's like, what is karma? Karma is like all of the fear and insecurities, like all of the shit and the stuff, the stuff you went through in this life even, is because of what past life after past life after past life of being killed, of maybe abusing your own power, having power abused against you, and so on. All of those trespasses and all of the trespasses against you, all those past lives, they get healed this lifetime if you go in and face it. So then what you create into the future ripples out into your future timeline, whole new life, whole new world. And you do not have to carry this old karma with you. Like, this is the lifetime to do it. This is the opportunity to get off that karmic wheel and to stop repeating fucking horrible, you know, situations that are just sublimating your soul and are miserable and not happy and not in the and not in your power. So this is the time to heal all of those lifetimes. And we have Mars, Venus, Neptune, Jupiter, the part of fortune, and Juno all in Pisces, and maybe more if I added in some asteroids and things. I'd have to look, but we're being asked to, like, hey, like, look at the shadow, face it. And facing it, I know it's not easy. Everywhere you have resistance, that's where it needs to be faced. That's where healing wants to be done. Like spirit wants you to heal this lifetime. Spirit wants you to have a happy life. Spirit wants you to be in your power. Spirit wants you to be one of the very few people, all of us light goddesses around the world, that are going to lead humanity into love consciousness. Like, you can be one of the ones. You can be one of the ones that are awake and helping and serving humanity, and really in that joy and in that passionate life, like in a soul mission life. Our North Node in Taurus is telling us exactly where to go. Like, create. Taurus is creation. It's the garden, right? Like, we're creating food, we're creating, and so Taurus is creating. So creating your self-worth, creating your abundance, creating your belief in all of that. Mercury's here. So Mercury's saying beliefs. Like, are you going to believe in your self-worth and your abundance? Are you going to believe that everything gets to heal this life, and you really get to heal, and all you have to do is go in and go where you're called and go where you're led to go, and listen to the whispers, and start taking risks with your money, your time, your so-called standard of living, which is all just bullshit to keep you locked into the old patterns. You know, you have to be willing to let things die to create something completely new. The phoenix rises out of ashes. It doesn't rise out of a cushy house and standard of living. It rises out of the ashes. So be willing to have a soul life and let go of this matrix life, because what you're holding on to isn't making you happy. It's not moving you forward into the dream. It's not your powerful self at your greatest height of possibilities of what's inside of you. Like, you don't realize how powerful you are and how much wisdom you have that we need, that humanity needs. I'm not like really throwing unicorns up your butt. Like, really, I'm serious that it's not until you really have the experiential experiences of going down and underneath into the shadow to come back up with your power and the compassion and the humility and the strength that you see. Like, all of humanity deserves to see this and have this, and then you get the chance to be one of the ones that are helping all of humanity to rise. Anyone that can awaken, planting seeds for those that might awaken in 10 years or 20 years. But there's many right now that need us so much. So we're called to really stand and claimed leadership, to claimed power, claimed valuing yourself enough to imagine this Pisces energy, the world you really want to see. Because Jupiter is about beliefs. So it's like, are you believing in the spiritual life, Pisces? Are you believing in your soul mission, that it is like a mission from source? It's a mission from the greatest above, like highest authority, the love, the singularity of all that is, which is this. We are a masculine, feminine universe, and source is the singularity of love and creation and consciousness and existence and bliss. That's what source is. And so it's like, are you going to believe in the truth, or are you going to be worried about money? Because Taurus is all about money. So the shadow side of Taurus is like judging everything and attachments to all the stuff that holds you back from actually procuring self-worth by following your soul. Neptune and Pisces, the real soul life, like walking down that path. There's a trine from the moon to the sun. The moon's in Sag, and so, you know, the moon is asking you about your beliefs and your stories and the way you story your life. Is that story serving you? Is that story about great self-worth? Is that story about about knowing your values, that you value people, for example, I've been using this example, that value people that are open and willing to be vulnerable and want to share their lives with you, versus people that are kind of secretive and don't tell you about what they love and what their heart sings for. You know, for example, that's one of my values. Like, I value people who want to tell me what they love and share that, and I share that, and we grow together in an amazing relationship. You know, I had a so-called, you know, I had, and, you know, we had a great friendship for what it was, but it was later that I realized, like, she never shared what she loved. I didn't even know she played the oboe when she was like in 6th grade. It's like, wow, like, damn, you know. And so it's like that helped me to see what I value. I value openness, people who want to be vulnerable and real, and I value people who want to tell me like what's on their heart and what they love. And so it's like, what are your values, Taurus? And how are you storying your life? Is everything you're doing, Sagittarius is the adventure. And so there's this trine, because a trine is this great aspect saying that, like, okay, let's go on the adventure emotionally for Taurus, what we love, what's on our heart, what we value in life, and stop focusing on what we don't value, and let go of everything in our life that we don't actually value, and stop having the attachments to things. This Uranus here is also helping us to let go of Taurus attachment stuff. And Taurus stays attached because it thinks it's good, or it thinks it might not find something as good. So that's why Taurus stays attached. Scorpio stays attached because it's obsessive and possessive. And so we have the Scorpio South Node. We always want to be aware of how that's popping up in our life. And we want to use the gifts of Scorpio, which is intimacy, self-intimacy. That's so important in this life. And most of humanity doesn't know anything about intimacy and doesn't really have intimacy. And it's what we're scared the most of. It's because we don't go into the dark goddess, all this Pisces energy. We don't, the dark goddess has been pushed down, suppressed, and sublimated. And that's where the shadow grows and grows and grows. And the darkness isn't anything to fear. The darkness, we all once knew that the so-called void is not empty. Empty space is full of pure energy, of pure potential. We all knew this at one time in our history. And so now us women must bring this knowledge back to the people. We must bring this wisdom back to the people. That's what we're called to do. And in whatever way, you know, unique way that is for you. And this moon is also sextiling Saturn. So we're getting a sextile to Saturn from the moon. So our emotions are, you know, trining the sun. So the masculine and feminine are happy and working together to be on the adventure for what we value and letting go of everything else. Uranus is helping us do that. Scorpio, you know, the South Node is saying, hey, what's the intimacy? What's the what is the depth? What are the positive boundaries? Like giving yourself time and space. Boundaries are about you, and it's all about time and space for you to be okay, or to take care of your needs, or to be able to do the thing. I just did an episode on the Light Goddess podcast, which is on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. The links below. And it's also on the website, thegoddessastrologer.com. And so it's daily podcast, if you don't know already, but many of you have been with me since the beginning of the podcast. There's 340 episodes. So it has, I did this episode on many things, but definitely talking about boundaries for today, I believe, but it's up. It's one of this week's episodes. So we have that sextile from the moon to Saturn, you know, the Sagittarius moon, all of these emotions. So all of their emotions. So like every emotion you could possibly feel will probably be coming up right now, and maybe all at the same time, because Jupiter has a ton of moons, like 79 moons or something. So Sagittarius has a lot of emotions. So when the moon's in the sign of Sag, we're talking about our beliefs. We're talking about the story. We're talking about the emotional doors that we want to open and the emotional doors that we want to close. We're talking about all of this this narrative, and we're talking about the adventure and what we want to explore. What do we want to explore emotionally that we haven't explored? That's the positive emotions. That's the good stuff. That is the good stuff in life. And the Saturn and Aquarius is about who we vibe with. Aquarius is like, is it a vibe match? If it's not, peace out, I'm going. Aquarius is so impersonal. It's like, no, you know, it's the opposite of Leo. Leo's like the love and the heart, and Aquarius is like friends. You know, you stay, you're over there. You know, and it's just, it disconnects and connects really, really with no real hangups about it, and it just moves on. You know, it's like, I'll just get rid of this friendship, it's not really going that great because I can just get another one, and it does. So it's like Aquarius is like, are we a vibe match? And you know, Saturn is all about the determination, it's about the mission, it's about focus to fruition, and really being in love and in like romance with our soul mission, with our calling, with what we're meant to do, with like, with our purpose in this life that is from the inside out, that no one gives to us, that comes from this deep, deep place within, that wells up and arises within us. And the thing is like, when you just start to take steps towards what you love, if you don't know what that is, or if you haven't honed in on the greater, deeper part of it, you just take steps towards what you love, it'll keep coming up inside you with all this Pisces spirit is here to support you every single step of the way. So definitely, you know, be aware that this is a co-creation with spirit. You're supported, you're guided. Are you listening to all of this intuition that's right here for you? And really moving into what's beautiful. Taurus is what's beautiful. Taurus is what what is quality. Like Taurus knows quality. Taurus like, no, I don't like that, that's ugly. And Taurus can see something and be like, yeah, this is great, but we need to put this here, take that down, put this around here and change that, and now it'll be beautiful. You know, Taurus is great at seeing how things can be better, and it can be judgmental, not because, you know, that's like a shadow part of it, but it can be judgmental because it's trying to say, I actually know that we're worth so much more and it can be so much better, and let's work for that, because Taurus is a workhorse. It'll just work and work and go and go and go. And that can also be a little bit of the shadow side of Taurus, but it can also be this beautiful, steady, stable thing. And so we want to have that steadiness with Aquarius. You know, in a looser square to Mercury, they're talking, and it's about making a decision to Saturn take action and move with, you know, determined, focused action, and commitment, making commitments, and on, you know, Mercury, the our worldview of the, I see something in my vision that's really worthy, that's way better than what the matrix world is, the terrestrial world is, or the 3D world, or, you know, what you awaken from, what you can see, what you can be above, and like really see that oh no, humanity is doing much better than that. And just so you know, communities are sprouting everywhere across the world. A parallel society is being built by all of us who are doing this. Connect, collaborate, be with other people. If it's not a vibe match, just ditch it, move on. That impersonal vibe, that's what it's meant to be. You know, Vesta is in Aquarius saying that we have to make an altar for humanity and understand how much humanity matters, and like think about the soul of humanity. Don't think about all of the difficulty humanity and how humanity's not facing their shadow, and so they're in their shadow, acting it out, playing it out, projecting it out, up in that constantly. See the soul of humanity, that we're here to help move through this dark night of the soul, and everyone that we can awaken, that wants to awaken, whether it's a seed now or it's really you're part of their journey right now. It's holding the sacred altar for what is vibing together, for frequency. Aquarius is frequency, holding the sacred altar for the highest frequency. Aquarius and Uranus are higher consciousness, so for the higher consciousness, for the higher mind. So this is a powerful day to face what comes up. We in alchemical coaching, so just so you know, I've changed light goddess coaching. I've just changed the name to alchemical coaching. It just fits so much better with what it really is, and just trying to differentiate it a little bit from the other things, so that it's more clear for you all. But in alchemical coaching, what we do together is we do this, we keep that sacred altar for this higher frequency. We move into the highest frequencies and we face the shadowlands, and you learn emotional mastery, emotional skills. Like, you learn those skills of how to face emotions and feel, because most of us don't want to feel because we're like, we think our consciousness can't handle it. Our ego thinks like, I'm not going to be able to handle this. Like, I'm going to melt down. Like, literally our ego's just like, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to melt down inside myself. So it gets all this resistance and 1,000 bizarre, seemingly good reasons why not to face it. And the thing is you get so great at it that it's just like no big deal. You're like, oh yep, I'm having like 10 emotions right now all at the same time. This is disappointment, this is abandonment, this is happiness, this is like ecstasy, this is weird, this is just a sensation, haven't quite named it yet, this is this one. And you just get so great at it where it's not taking you out, it's not taking you down, and you just learn, and you can take action in spite of it, and powerful aligned action. And so that's what we do in alchemical coaching. It's incredibly powerful, and the coaching just gets better and better all the time. And it's all about financial freedom as woman, financial flow as woman. So that's what we do in alchemical coaching, is we bring in the financial flow, and we might have to do financial healing at first and move into that. So I'm gonna stop sharing the screen and pull some cards for y'all. So Light Goddess is open. If you've never sat in sacred circle with women where you just get to be who you be, it's confidential and you get witnessed in like how you really feel, where you sit with yourself as woman today, and what's going on for you, what's coming up for you, and your real emotions and an essence of how you feel. And you just get to be like, this is how I feel. And if you've never been witnessed like that before, and got to witness other women, which shows you like where you've grown and what you've already dealt with, and it shows you like where you want to be, and shows you can be there, it shows you your strength, it shows you where you've grown. Like, it's powerful. Our first full moon ceremony, it's not like any full moon ceremony you've been to, promise, is on June 14th. So if you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up at the link below. Going to have so many things going on each month. It's really sacred space with, it's sisterhood is what it is. Deep bonds with aligned women who are in their soul mission and their power and moving humanity forward. So it's $44 for the year. And even if it was just one full moon ceremony each month, it would be worth that. But there's so much more going on. Astrology jams. We're going to talk about our astrology together. I'm going to do card readings for people. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you're going to actually connect with women for real. So I'm going to make that happen where you're all connecting with each other, with me, we're all connecting together and like really forming bonds and sisterhood and finding who we vibe with in the group, so that closer knit bonds can grow between individuals, so you can really develop soul tribe and soul friendships. I know so many women who are just wanting kindred so much. So this is what's here for you. We got and so funny, dude, that I found a frog in a gas pump handle, not handle but holder. But got frog spirit, which is all about like cleaning it up, clear the clutter, clean out the closets, like whatever's like all the 1,000 little things that are niggling in the background. Today's the day to take care of them. And with the Taurus energy at like 0 degrees, is about protection, like protecting the dream, protecting the abundance, protecting your feeling of worthiness. So we have to take root chakra stuff and like clean the stuff, do the tasks, run the errands, because when you just keep putting it off and off and off, even if you feel like you don't really have time to do it, like make the time, because it will just bring so much clarity in your mind. It'll make mental white space for you. It'll bring clarity in your energy field. And then you just have this everything clean and procured and ready to go. And Taurus is about procuring. So clean the clutter up, do those things, and it's in protection. So it's saying that you're pushing things off. Quit pushing things off, because then they become monstrous and they become monsters under the bed. Turn the light on and do those tasks, make those phone calls, write the email, whatever it is. Just sit down and do one thing at a time. Taurus is just one steady step at a time. So we have turtle spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. What was I just saying? Like, Taurus is just one steady step at a time. So let go of the urgency. Urgency is actually an emotion, and we deal with that now, chemical coaching. Urgency is actually an emotion that you can release through somatic breath release. You can actually release it. And you might have to get out of that pattern in your neural pathways. And so you might have to pattern interrupt. So that is something we do. And we also dig underneath to like the deep depths of why the heck that's going on, because I'm sure it's a lot of tangles. So, but let go of the urgency and the hurriedness. Haste makes waste. It makes you do weird, dumb shit. Like, you don't want to be, you know, doing things that make more of a problem. So just go ahead and take one steady step at a time. Turtle spirit's really coming up heavily. So so it's really saying that that there's people are feeling this urgency and this pressure and this like stress about the vision. And it's just like, you can't build a house all at once. I mean, maybe if you had, I don't know how many people that would take, but even so, you would only just be able to do the frame, and then you'd be able to do, you know, the inner beams and on and on. Like, you couldn't do the siding and the beams and the windows and like all the things at once, no matter how many people you had, right? I mean, you know, you need some spirit action going on. Like, you know, you have to build the frame first, and you have to do 1 2x4 at a time. So dear spirit, being gentle on yourself and giving yourself a break. Stop beating yourself up. Catch where you're beating yourself up. We don't really realize it where we're at. We don't realize that we are beating ourselves up and judging ourselves. We think that, you know, we're just thinking that we're not good at something. That's not true. You're beating yourself up. You're kicking your ass. You're punching yourself in the face. You're like slapping yourself. Stop it. Like, stop beating yourself up. Be gentle. Bring compassion. All that Pisces energy, all compassion. It's like unconditional love, unbridled compassion. So bring that in today and every day powerfully for yourself. Like, nourish yourself proportional to what you think you must do and get done. We have eel spirit, electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. So those ideas that are coming to you, those are magic. Those are wealth. That is your abundance. That is your wealth. Like, we have to stop conflating wealth with only money and realize that the world is changing. It's going to be a different world. And so wealth is everything. Taurus is resourceful. It's all about resourcefulness. It's, you know, having rubber bands on the door handles, because when you need a rubber band, then you know you always got one. It's just resourcefulness. You know, it knows how to keep things going and to make something out of nothing, and to use what's around it to make things. And so you know, your ideas, like bring them to life. Like make the ideas that you have, that's your wealth. That is your wealth, and that turns into what you need. And we have to open up our minds to everything we need being provided in maybe really unique, individual, different ways. Moth spirit's all about surrender, and Pisces, with all this Pisces energy, it's about surrender. Pisces is surrendering into your soul's path for you. Your soul knows everything you're meant to do. Your soul isn't tripping. And so it's just time to surrender into your heart, into divine love. Like, you deserve to have joy, deserve to have fun, creativity, imagination. Like, Pisces is gentle. Pisces is often hard to speak. Pisces is kindness and compassion. It's just such a gentle sign. And so bring that in for yourself. Readings, I started these on YouTube not too long ago, and it's starting to become a lot more fun. So I've been like on here with you for a little while. We have wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. So it was in protection. So it's saying that you don't understand that the wound, we're not meant to live in the wound. The wound is the dark goddess. That's what you're meant to heal, to reclaim your power. And you're supported in every way by spirit in different astrological times in our history. You wouldn't have been astrologically supported so much to do that. You wouldn't possibly have been supported at all. It wasn't that time in our history. So this is the time in our history that we actually do get to heal all of the karmic past lives if you go into it. So realize that, yeah, we have pain, loss, and challenge, but it's there to heal. It's there to mend. It's there to teach us lessons, humility, develop, cultivate a healthy ego, to end the karmic loops, to repay the karma, and to get our wisdom. Like that's when that's where you get your power and retrieve your power, is from your going and facing the things that sting and moving through that. And so that I'm going to pull some unicorn cards. And that's why coaching is so powerful, because you have believing eyes and loving mirrors on the journey. You have someone supporting you through that journey when you don't know what the fuck to do and you're stumbling around in confusion, or you're just completely lost, or your consciousness is like melting inside of you, or your ego is losing identities and you feel like you're dying, literally. All of the things that happen on the spiritual journey, that's what coaching's here for. So forgive. So we brought in forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the regrets that you have, for what you think you did wrong, for what you think you don't know, for what you think you can't do. Forgive yourself for everything, whatever you have guilt over, because you can't carry guilt into a new life. You can't carry regret into a beautiful world. You want to carry love and beauty into a beautiful world, imagination and play. So forgive yourself. Wish upon a star. Ask spirit for what you need. Teamwork. It is all this Aquarius, Saturn Aquarius, moving into Aquarius age. Vesta, goddess Vesta or goddess Hestia is the same, the sacred altar in Aquarius. It's about connection with other people, and that's part of our wealth and our resources, connecting to other people and sharing our gifts, sharing what we have with each other. I love this card because it's like a cat and unicorn, and the cat's like, hey. So it's awesome. Family culture, like we're making new soul family, and it's this, what is in your lineage that you want to keep, and what's in your lineage that maybe you just have gestational carriers. But what's in your lineage that's worth keeping? What do you need to learn from that's happened? What do you want to retain the lessons of, but let go of the exact like look and feel of it all, but retain the lessons and the learnings. So what's the soul family that you're creating? Who are those people? Okay, I got this again. So this is really up for us. So learn about your family from the stars. Like who are you connected to from the stars? What's your soul parents like? What's your soul family like? Who are they? And are you just randomly connecting synchronistically to people all over? Like those are, part of your soul tribe, agreements you made before you came in. Some people like kind of put it that way. It's just like we're meant to come in and out of each other's lives for different reasons. And it's got the cross of matter here. It's like this family here on earth. Like who are your people? And think about our ancestry as woman, the goddess cultures, the power that we had, the equality between feminine and masculine, the partnerships, and this kind of family culture. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm sending you so much love. Please come and join Light Goddess. The full moon ceremony is going to be so amazing. It's going to be amazing to meet, for everyone to start meeting and connecting and to growing those deeper bonds, to be able to sit in sacred space and just be who you be without being told what to be. If you'd like to book an astrology reading, you can do that at thegoddessastrologer.com. You can check out Instagram at peacehotep, or LinkedIn, Facebook at Jude Hotep. You can please share, please like and subscribe to this video because it helps other women find it. So please share this, take a screenshot, share it with a friend, text it to a friend, share it on your social media, so more women can find this helpful inspiration and information. So the Light Goddess podcast is there for you daily, and there's 340 episodes with so much help on this journey and what we're all going through in humanity. So sending you lots of love, and I'll talk to you on the next episode.